Dusts of snow. The way a crow shook down on me. The dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood, and saved some part of a day I had rued.
Analysis. Dusts of Snow is a simple and beautiful poem by Robert Frost. The poet regretted the better part of the day, for reasons known only to him. Naturally, he was quite sad and unhappy. He does not give us any reason though. It was then, a crow shook off the dusts of snow from its feathers, sitting on a hemlock tree. We have very few images in this short poem, namely the man, the crow, the hemlock tree, and the dusts of snow. It is the season of winter. A crow is perching on an evergreen pine, called the hemlock tree. And the poet stands under the tree. The crow is shaking off the snow from its wings. It too might have been very cold, and wanted to save itself from the biting cold. The tree on which the crow rests is hemlock. It is quite a majestic and beautiful tree, native to America. In some pagan religions, hemlock tree is associated with protection and healing. Do not confuse hemlock tree with hemlock plant, which is poisonous and grows only 3 to 5 feet. Greek philosopher Socrates, when condemned to die, took hemlock drink. Robert Frost has a habit of bringing in various aspects of nature, and especially trees and woods, into his poems, like birches, apple trees, pines, fir tree, etc. The bird crow is not usually associated with good tidings. Nor is it a beautiful bird. It is a harbinger of bad tidings, and even death. Why did the poet choose such a bird? Is it because of his mental state? He was unhappy for some unexplained reason. The snow normally is a symbol of purity. But the crow, in such a cold winter, has little reason to love the snowflakes on its body. But when the dusts of snow falls on the poet, his earlier mood changes. He becomes happy. He might have been reminded of his childhood days, when he played in snow, and swung on the birches. Here the nature, in the form of winter, hemlock, crow and snow, gives a fresh heart to the poet. Nature has a healing power. The poem is written in 2 stanzas, of 4 lines each. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, C, D, C, D. The meter of the poem is iambic dimeter. Though, there are 2 lines of anapaestic feet. From a hemlock tree, and has given my heart.
What is a dust of snow? Dusts of snow is particles or flakes of snow that falls in winter season. What does the poet say has changed his mood? A crow, sitting on a hemlock tree, shook off the snow on its wings, and it fell on the poet, who was standing under the tree. The poet was unhappy till then, but, when the dusts of snow fell on him, he had a change of mood, and he became happy. He doesn't tell us the reasons for his unhappiness, and why his mood changes suddenly. It may be that he is reminded of some happy moments in his life, when the dust of snow falls on him. How has the poet's mood changed? The poet was sad that day, for reasons known only to him. When the dusts of snow falls on him, he feels that it has saved some part of the day that he had regretted. There was something which troubled him, but now, he is reminded of some sweet old memories, which makes him happy. How does Frost present nature in this poem? What are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? Most poets usually prefer songbirds, like nightingale, skylark, cuckoo, etc., for their divine and celestial music. William Wordsworth, P.B. Shelley, James Hogg, Frederick Tennyson, James W. Wilt, and Christina Rossetti have written poems about skylark. Some poets like Gerald Manley Hopkins, Lord Alfred Tennyson, Ted Hughes selected the falcon, and the eagle, the hawk, etc., for their power and majestic nature. A crow is an uncommon subject for a poem, as the bird doesn't sing, or is it beautiful? A crow is neither powerful, or majestic. It is just a common scavenger bird, that feeds of waste, and leftovers. However, some poets like John Burroughs, Frank Balls, William Canton, and William Cooper, have written poems on crows. What is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple, or an oak, or a pine? Maple, oak, and pine are beautiful and huge trees. Poets use them to bring in beautiful elements of nature in poems. Hemlock tree is one of the least favorite of trees in poems. A hemlock tree belongs to the family of pine trees, and it is not a bad tree. It too is majestic and powerful. Some who interpret the poem mistake a hemlock tree with a hemlock plant, which is poisonous and very small. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? Sorrow. What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? Dusts of snow is a medium that makes the poet shed his worries. The dusts of snow falls on an otherwise unhappy poet and changes his mood.